Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Yoga Hacks podcast, where we make yoga so much more than something we just do on a mat, but really integrate it into our daily lives so we can show up as our best self for our loved ones and our families. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about all the things, the social media and all the press that's going on with Essena ONeill. And if you haven't heard about it, that's fine. Maybe you have seen stuff about it in the news or again on social media, but I'll do the recap for you in 20 seconds. Basically, Essena ONeill is a 19-year-old girl, 19-year-old girl who is sort of a social media celebrity. I guess she's a model, and she has 100 or 200,000 YouTube subscribers and over 500,000 followers on Instagram. So really a big social media powerhouse, and she posts photos of just her daily life. Of course, she's very beautiful. She's a model. She's from Australia. And what is noteworthy about this is that recently, just a couple days ago, I'm recording this a little bit before Thanksgiving. So basically in late November 2015. So late November 2015, she deleted her Instagram account and she posted a pretty controversial video in which she said social media ruined her life, and she didn't want to do any more YouTube videos, any more Instagram. Again, she deleted her whole Instagram account, which had thousands and thousands and thousands of photos on it. And it sparked a big conversation about her point in her video, which you can watch if you want. I think it has over 1 million views, and I definitely watched it. But what she says in a nutshell is basically that she was addicted to social media, that every time she posted something, it was, all about how many likes, how many shares she could get, and that she was really addicted to that number, to the metrics, and that she was miserable, that she was absolutely miserable, that she's never been as unhappy as she has been the past couple years, that her sort of social fame has really blown up, and that she wants to live a social media free life. And that was why she was deleting everything. And this resonated with me on a variety of levels, because I was reading the YouTube comments, and obviously I love YouTube. It's my primary platform where I teach yoga, and I love connecting with other YouTubers. I've been to YouTube headquarters. I mean, I think YouTube's a great platform. So, to hear her denounce it and all social media was, interesting for me, but or I had mixed feelings. But one of the things that I saw in the comments of her video was that there were some other big YouTubers who said, there was one guy in particular, and I guess he teaches English as a second language on YouTube, and he was saying, that when he doesn't have the feeling she does at all, because, he really feels like he's helping the people he connects with on YouTube. He's helping them learn English, while I think she was mainly just sort of showing them her daily life and stuff she was wearing and promoting different products. So that sort of resonated with me too, because, a lot of the joy I think I get from sharing on YouTube or any social media isn't so much about the metrics, although any person who, posts on YouTube as much as I do cares about their metrics, obviously. But it's really about teaching, and there's this whole other element to it where it's really meaningful to me, even if, regardless of what the numbers are or say, it's about teaching. It's about a platform for my teaching and connecting with people and talking about yoga, because obviously that's my main thing that I love in life, is talking about yoga. And it was a big wake-up call for me too, about like, why do I do this? Why do I have my channel? Why do I share my classes and post them on Facebook and post them on all kinds of social media? Because the reality is I don't really like social media that much. I like YouTube, but I don't love, I love our private Facebook group, so that if you're a member of it. But, I don't like pinning and sharing. It's a lot of work to do all of that. But in the end, I think it comes down for me that it's really, really worth it, because I want to be able to teach and impact more people and just share the learnings of yoga. And similar to this guy who commented who teaches English as a second language, I think there's this layer of meaning for us behind the social media and the YouTube stuff we're doing that maybe this Essena ONeill didn't have. And one thing she also talked about a lot is before she deleted her Instagram account, she commented on a lot of the pictures and said it took 8 hours to get this one Instagram shot, and I was paid to, wear this dress, and I was paid to wear this necklace and this much. And she just kind of went behind the scenes of what was really going on in her Instagram account, particularly where everything was maybe paid or sponsored, and she didn't even like the products that she was being paid to promote or sponsor. And, it was just, I think, eye-opening for a lot of people to see that, she was promoting products she didn't even believe in, how much she was getting paid, is this right? Is this fair? So this really hit home for me because I want to work with more brands. I love reviewing yoga products. I always want more yoga clothes to make the videos more colorful and more pretty. And especially when she was saying things like, it took 6 hours to get this one, it's a beautiful picture of her on the beach or something. And she was saying, I was actually miserable this day. Getting this one photo took several hours. It was awful. I hate everything I'm wearing, like just all this stuff. It just reminded me how much there is this pressure with social media to really look great and show up, just looking fabulous. I mean, there was a lot of it that hit home for me where I felt, of course, in my videos, I try to look nice, and it's because it's because I like things to be beautiful, and I want the videos to be professional and high quality and have good audio and good visual and good lighting, so people want to watch them. But there's so much, like, how much more content could I maybe create if I just film stuff on my iPhone with bad lighting without any makeup on? Maybe I could produce way more content. And is that worth it? There is definitely this vanity element, and how does that play into things? So anyway, her video definitely was thought-provoking for me, and you definitely don't have to watch it because I think it's 20 minutes or something. But these are basically the hot button topics that she talked about in the video. And you'll notice my recent podcasts here, they don't have my fancy intro and outro with music that I had in the prior podcasts, because I think I was just doing that because I felt like, podcasts have to be super professional and have like this snazzy intro music and snazzy outro music, because that's the way it's done on social media. And the reality is, like, when I listen to other podcasts, I don't care about that music at all. I'd so much rather the person just speak from their heart and tell me what it is they're passionate about, or what the point of their podcast is. And I'm not yet at the level where I'm just like, I'm going to film a lot of videos wearing no makeup and film them with my iPhone in my messy living room. But I still want my videos to look nice. But for little things like the podcast thing, I was like, what? This isn't important to me at all. I just want to share my message, and I don't want to feel pressured by social media to, have it be all fancy and professional. Same thing with a lot of my Instagram photos. I don't post photos of me doing crazy poses like a lot of other people, yogis on Instagram, do, just because I like those photos. They don't really inspire me, and that's not really what I want my message to be about, like just looking pretty in a pose. And sometimes they write stuff under those photos that is inspiring, and I definitely like those photos, and I'm not judging people who do those photos, but I think there is just this subtle pressure for all of us, like even if you don't have a YouTube channel, even if you just have a personal Instagram account, to just make everything look really polished and really perfect. And I loved that Essena ONeill, a lot of people think maybe she's doing this as some huge PR stunt, but assuming that's not true, I really loved how she sort of is just shining the light on how, and these were her words, just how absolutely fake every single thing was that she posted. There was just nothing real about it, and that she didn't have a real life, and she just lived for social media. And in terms of getting addicted to metrics or getting addicted to Facebook, again, even if you're not a celebrity like she was, it happens even to me where you're just bored and you're like, oh, let's go on Facebook, or let's, see how many people liked my post, or, whatever. And it's like being addicted to a video game. I really think of it like social media, like one massive multiplayer video game, like World of Warcraft or something. And you can just get addicted to it, like the number of likes and the number of shares and that kind of thing. And that's why I think it's just so important. And a reminder, and the biggest reminder is for me, I'm reminding myself, and great if I can remind you too, but just to be authentic and just really be from your heart when you're posting anything, and be posting it because you want to be, not because you think it will get shared the most or liked the most, or, you're not doing it with an agenda. And to tie this back into hopefully something a little bit more concrete and a little bit more yogic and more of like a life hack, which is the purpose of this podcast, yoga hacks, right? Something that you can actually implement, is that I noticed if I let myself do what I want to do during the day, meaning that I don't force myself to work, I don't really crack the whip and like make myself hit my to-do list, that when I do my to-do list, I can sit back and enjoy it so much more. And I had a bunch of articles that I was writing for a yoga company, product reviews, and it felt like work. It was like, oh, these things are on my to-do list. But when I let myself have like a full fun day, I worked out, I ate, I did yoga, I spent time with my husband. By the time I sat down to do that work, I felt great. And I realized that I was getting paid to write these articles, not paid to review them, but paid to, talk about the differences between like this kind of strap and that kind of strap type of thing. And I was like, if I had been told a couple years ago that I would get paid to write something like this, I would be so excited, because I'm so naturally interested in it, and it's the kind of thing that I would write about anyway. And in fact, that's how this company found me. They found like blog posts I wrote years ago about the different kinds of yoga blocks, like stuff I just like to nerd out on for fun. And they were like, hey, we love how you analyze, all these different types of yoga products. Can we get you to write some stuff for us? And because I had framed it as work and part of like the work that I have to do for social media, it like put this damper on it, and it felt like something on my to-do list. But when I let myself just have fun first and then sat down to do the work, it was almost like I had to remind myself again, like, no, I actually really enjoy this. Like if I had nothing else to do today, if they hadn't asked me to write this and I didn't know I had to do it on deadline, like I would happily do it anyway for free because I enjoy it. So my point here is there may be little things that you're doing in your life that you're not really appreciating, like that you really love them and that you do them anyway, even if you didn't have to, and that you can enjoy them so much more when you remind yourself of that. Anyway, I have no idea if any of this is making sense, so you guys will have to let me know in the comments below, but the point I'm trying to make is that you want to be in a state, and I want to be in a state where you're doing things authentically, and you do them even if you weren't paid to do them, and even if you weren't excited about the number of likes and comments you were going to get on doing them. You're just doing them because you're naturally passionate about it, and it's easy to forget that sometimes, especially if you end up combining a career and something you love, like I'm trying to do, and I'm sure like many of you are trying to do, because all of a sudden the lines get blurry. Right? The lines can get blurry. Like I might want to make a certain type of video, but I feel like pressured because I think I'll get more likes or metrics to make this other kind of video. Or, that's the example with the article. And then I had to remind myself, like, I would write this article anyway, even if I weren't getting paid. If I like had a great day already and felt fulfilled, like I got to exercise, I got to take care of myself, I got to do the things that I really cared about, I would happily do this in a heartbeat for free. But because I was being paid to do it, and because I knew it was due soon, it felt like work. But the reality was it wasn't work. And the whole Essena ONeill thing has been just a huge reminder to me, or a big sort of, not a reminder, more of helped me try to figure out and refocus why I do social media like I do. Like, why do I post on YouTube? Why do I have this podcast? Why do I share my stuff? And the answer I really have is because I love talking about yoga and I love teaching yoga, and I would do it even if I weren't paid to do it, because I love talking about yoga. I can't really explain it. I just really like it. And that's why I love our private Facebook group. Join if you haven't already. And why I'm so excited about hosting the upcoming retreats that I'm doing. Check that out if you haven't already. I'm going to Italy with a group in June, and I'd love to have you there. But I could just nerd out on this stuff all day. And it's that just very pure passion for it and my passion for teaching, which is why I do the social media I do. And when it feels forced, that's a moment for me to remind myself. And again, for anyone who doesn't have a business on social media, I don't know how many people do these days, but even if you don't, this applies to your whole life, right? Just show up, be authentic, do things in a way that you'd do it if you didn't have an agenda. And hopefully that true light will shine through and get you to the places that you need to go. All right, so that is enough for this podcast. Thank you so, so much for listening, if you're still listening. And deeply, from my heart to yours, namaste. So many of you have told me that you spend so much time sitting at a desk and you want to get more stretching and yoga into your day. What if I told you could be stretching an additional 90 minutes a day without changing anything about your day-to-day routine? I designed this course with you, my YouTube audience, in mind. If you're ready to go deeper and take your yoga practice off your mat and into your daily life, I invite you to join me for my Always Be Stretching Yoga Hacks course. You are really going to be able to apply this information into your daily life and into your routine in a way that no other course is really going to enable you to do. With me, you'll tour my home, and in 10 exclusive videos, I'll show you the dozens and dozens of hacks that I use so I'm always stretching, gaining flexibility, and constantly feeling good in my body, regardless of whether or not I make it to a yoga class. I'll ship you my 5 favorite yoga props that support this hacky at-home practice. I also include 6 20-minute stretching routines focused on key problem areas that you guys have told me you have: upper back, low back, shoulders, core, all using the props that I've shipped you. So these classes are deep and different than anything you're going to experience with me on YouTube. And don't forget, this course includes direct access to me through a private Facebook group just for people taking this course. Occasionally we hop on the phone and I answer questions about the props. I tell you about new hacks that I've developed. I just want everyone to stretch their body and feel good all the time.